Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54.
The podcast. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the October 14th through 18th Port Charles
What?
General Hospital recap. Whoops. So, I actually just wanted to get started today, and we missed something last week.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
We forgot to talk about when Bobby gave Carly BJ's music box.
Oh, that was very
That was
sweet.
so sweet.
That was very
And that's
sweet.
all I really had to say about it, but I love how they're really bringing in
Yes.
very prominent members. They're bringing them into Donna's little life. So
that was very sweet.
I did have a problem with this week's dates
Uh-oh.
not lining up. Very clearly on Morgan's tombstone, it says October 7th, and Monday was the 14th.
Oh, I didn't pay
So
attention.
they were a complete week off.
Somebody pays way better attention than I do.
Oh, I only did because they kept showing it, and I'm like, today's not, and it wasn't until Wednesday.
Right.
So, I mean, and I understand that they don't go day by day how we do.
But that is a
to
lot.
have it be a whole week was a little... And the fact that they wouldn't have gone... I understand on the show they did go the day. I don't know. I'm like, you guys didn't go to his grave on the day that he died? And Ava didn't mention it?
No, and I thought that the way that Jocelyn was acting was over the top for her.
Yeah.
Because she's usually good about talking about her feelings and saying what's going on. So at least just a, hey, heads up, this is what's going on. And instead she got all snippy with them and they were all like, what the heck?
And we all forgot.
Yeah.
You know, I agree. I definitely would have expected either Cam or Trina to have known. And then like when Dev said something, maybe just storm out of the room all upset and have them say, oh, hey.
Yeah.
By the way, you know, today's the day that her brother passed away. But you can't,
No, friends don't remember. I feel like teenage friends wouldn't remember to the day for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, like maybe Oscar would have because that was her boyfriend. But
they're going to remember Oscar. They're going to remember when Oscar passed away because they were all friends.
Exactly.
Right.
I would remember, it was, the middle of October that your brother passed away, but no, I'm not going to remember the exact date.
Yeah. No,
so
I'm surprised they didn't try to figure out a way to get Morgan's name in Donna's somewhere. But I guess at the same time, I'm glad they didn't.
Right. I think
that's what we talked about. If they didn't, we were glad that they needed a girl because.
Yes, I'm glad they listened to me. Thank you.
I know. Good job, Amanda.
I'm glad my opinion was heard. They need a girl.
Good job. So I don't know. I think that this week I took like.
I didn't take very many notes either. I was so distracted. I watched some of the episodes like 2 or 3 times because I would start watching it and then I would get interrupted and be like, I have no idea what's going on and restart them. So
yeah,
my notes are kind of all over the place.
So what do you have?
The first thing that I have was that Nelle didn't get parole. When she was having, or when Brad was having that dream about being there, I for a second thought that was total real life.
I thought it was legit too.
And I was like, what? Oh my gosh. And then he woke up all sweaty and upset.
Because they do it right at the beginning. And you're like, did I miss something at the end of yesterday? Did I watch this out of order?
No, exactly.
We don't always watch the day of.
Exactly. And especially, like I said, since I'd watched things several times, I was like, oh my God, I missed something.
Yep.
No, I didn't miss anything. This is actually happening. And then it cut to the dream and I was like, or that it was a dream. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm glad I didn't miss something. And I'm really glad that didn't actually happen.
Who do you think sent Brad the flowers?
I don't know. Do you think that was Nelle? How did
I was
she do
wondering,
that?
like with what money and whatnot. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because he said Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he does not deserve Lucas.
No, he doesn't. But Lucas was really dumb with that whole dream thing too, because he kept saying to Brad, "Who's Michael? Who's Michael? Who do you think Michael is?
Your
There's
nephew.
only one Michael in our lives. It's not some guy he's trying to hook up with at work. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Who's Michael?
Yeah.
don't be dumb. You know what's, I mean, you
just
don't
say,
know
I
what's
had a
going
bad
on.
dream about Michael.
Yes.
That's, if you're going to make a lie.
Or I'm concerned about losing Jonah or losing Wiley. And so I was thinking of Michael losing Jonah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything like that would have made sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
I want to know who sent those flowers, though, because that was freaky.
Yeah.
Well, who do you think's watching Ava? Because that's freaky,
don't know.
too.
I was thinking, is it Cassandra? But she's arrested, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it can't be Ryan because...
he's still in prison.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How does he seriously think he's getting away with that murder, though?
I mean, know.
Come on.
How about Chase totally trying to oh my gosh.
Good.
That was so funny.
I love how he pushed the chair right in the spot.
Yeah.
And he's like, a bunch of guys in Port Charles are thinking about, what did he say? Like doing something inappropriate. Or, you know, it was
entertaining her all night long or
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
really
funny.
Good.
Ryan was losing his mind.
Yes.
And whenever he said, don't you think I can order 100 back copies of Crimson? And he was like, hope they don't get lost in the mail.
Right. That was good. Yeah. So this week was 1 year since Willow's joined us.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Doesn't it feel like she's been on a lot longer?
I would have said she's going on closer to 2 years.
Yeah.
A year and a half, 2 years.
I like her. I hope that she sticks
makes
around.
Sense because she popped up right when they were getting ready to adopt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But how does that timeline work? Because didn't they get Wiley as soon as he was born?
Yeah. And then she wound up just getting the job at the beginning of the school year, like a PCPD.
Oh,
or right. PCPD.
I know.
PCPS.
So we had Wiley before we had Willow.
Correct.
Okay. Yes. That makes sense. I gotcha.
Yep. And then we didn't know that until like a long time later.
Right.
Because I think that she met Michael at the grief support
thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense. I was thinking we got them at the same time, and I was like, his birthday was just a couple months ago.
Right.
How is it only a year now? But
no, Caitlin McCullen. But she posted about it, and she's like, I can't believe it's only been a year. So.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad she feels like she's that longer, just like we do.
So speaking of Instagram, James Patrick Stewart posted a picture of him as Valentine, and he just says, Valentine Cassadine fascinates me. It's fair to say he's a lying liar who hurts those closest to him. As an actor, I can't play that. I see a man who was damaged very young, no mother, thrown away by his father, and ignored by society due to his physical abnormality. A complete lack of love. Now, even with it staring him in the face, he is incapable of genuine intimacy. He's like a scarecrow doing his best to look and act like a real human. Tragic tale. People like this exist to varying degrees, and other people fall in love with them all the time, seeing their, quote, potential.
Mm-hmm.
So many people commented.
What were just a couple of the comments? You have to give us something because I'm sure people got very excited by that.
York Kelsey 1993 said, but Nina believes Valentine, so maybe that's a good sign, which we'll get into that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's Delgaubg. I can't tell where the names are there. What a fascinating evaluation of your character and a truly thought-provoking one. I had not thought of this character like that, but now I will. And indeed, there are so many in this world who exist at various levels, never getting a chance such as Valentine continually does. Thanks for sharing. There's like 600 comments.
Oh, wow.
For Joel Sand 29 says, you are hands down my all-time favorite actor. You are doing an amazing job making us love you, feel sorry for you, and dislike you all rolled up into one complicated ball of emotions. You and at Watros, which is Cynthia Watros, have an amazing chemistry on screen, and I can't wait to come home each evening to see what you've been up to. Cynthia has turned Nita into her own person, and I adore you both. Bravo, my friend. Mills GRP 75. I loved Luke Spencer the first time he walked on the screen way back in the 70s, and I felt the same way when Valentine walked into the house in Greece, even when he killed Nicholas. You're a phenomenal actor who brings Valentine to life. Hope you never leave. Because really think about it, though. I mean, Luke has become one of the most beloved characters, and we all know that he's had his stuff, but I mean, he raped Laura.
Right.
And I still bawled my eyes out when he left.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
That's true. You can be evil and be loved.
I just love his analysis of his character, and it's nice to hear the background of how he approaches his character, because I get that from him.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't find her comment, but basically I was like, you can see the hurt child
behind
his eyes. When he's looking at Nina, he looks like a hurt little boy, like just somebody love me.
Right.
And
Even
that's probably
though-
what, and she is missing her daughter.
Yes.
So she sees her lost child in Valentine and bam.
Boom. Well, you wrapped it up nicely. There's like a little present.
It was because of him though. But you're right. Like, how was Nina that dumb?
I don't know. If she wanted to forgive him later, 6 months from now, whatever, and see that his motivation was coming from a nice place, then that's fine. But the next day, I don't understand.
And she basically gave him the window. And I thought he was going to actually tell her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he didn't. She basically just said, I'll forgive you if you just explain to me what you were thinking.
Yep.
And he started and he started and he started and then no.
Mm-mm. And Sasha, now that she's being arrested, she has
to rat him out. Do you think she's going to flip? She better.
She has to. Again, I understand she was coming from a good place, not wanting to blow up all of Nina's life. But you can't go to prison for something that you weren't solely responsible for.
At this point, she needs to think about herself, especially since it's the truth.
Yes.
Let her get whatever she gets. She still could wind up getting charged with fraud and all
she
that.
Had definitely played a part in it.
However.
But there's more to it. Like everyone keeps saying, how is she faking DNA tests? I thought it was funny that Brad was like, wasn't me. We didn't accuse you, Brad. We're just asking a question. Do you think that
Lucas picked up on that, though? Because Lucas kind of looked at him.
Maybe, but I kind of figured that Lucas knows. Lucas knows that Brad did shady stuff before, and Brad even said, that's not me anymore. I don't want to be that person anymore, however he said it.
It was been a month.
Right, exactly. I'm just hiding someone else's baby from them, but I don't want to be that guy that switches DNA tests.
Right. Oh, gosh.
I really don't like him.
Brad?
Yes.
No.
Not at all. He used to have a little bit of a saving grace, and now I'm over that. And on top of that, he's annoying. If you're going to be a bad guy, like, be strong and you're a bad guy.
Exactly.
Instead, he's a crybaby.
Julian, why aren't you fixing my problems for me?
Right. And then he got smart with Julian this week.
He sure did.
He got super smart. You can't tell me no. I just did. I thought Julian was going to punch him in the face.
I love that Julian's like, oh, Alexis's boyfriend?
Right.
You know, like,
but you never made that connection that it might be uncomfortable to start talking about stuff and that therapist is going to pick up on how did this all come together.
Exactly. Because he's going to be able to pick up on Brad's lying, you know, and I'm sorry. I feel like you wouldn't bring the spouse in on the second session.
No, I don't think
you need to get to know the first person first.
Right.
To see, so you have a good base.
On if they're crazy or if their spouse is crazy.
Exactly. But you need to know, okay, where are we going here?
Yes.
You know, and
I agree. Unless it started out as couples counseling from day one.
Right.
But just trying to see how one affects the other, you need a good knowledge of the first person first.
Exactly. I am glad that Liesl and all of them are staying now.
Yes.
I really thought that she was leaving.
I did too.
Like, I know that we don't do spoilers and we don't read all the magazines. I Googled to make sure she was not leaving.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Well, according to everything I found, she's not.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's good. That makes me happy. Oh, don't let her leave. She's
no.
So funny.
Yep.
So funny. I love her. No.
I like how she told off Valentine, but in a really open and honest way. It wasn't vindictive or vicious or anything. She was like, this is my family that you just totally screwed up, dude.
Right. And you got me pulled into it because I was trying to protect her.
And he's like, you shouldn't be having these conversations in public. And she's like, maybe I shouldn't be able to have them, period.
Yes. And at least they were in the bathroom, not in the main hallway of General Hospital.
How about Maxie and Lulu's conversation?
I thought that Maxie was going to get up and walk out whenever Lulu said, you mean like with Georgie? Because that was a low blow.
Yes, very. Because Maxie did the right thing, the wrong thing for the absolute right reason, you know? And that's not, it is what Sasha was doing.
But Sasha was pretending. Sasha had no relationship at all.
Right.
If Maxie would have gone out and just kidnapped a random baby,
right,
then that would be the same thing,
right,
and passing it off. But her situation was a little more complicated.
She was willing to give up her child to give it to her best friend.
Yeah, that's some friendship there, because I would break your heart before I give you my kids. Sorry. So that was nuts. I don't know how Lulu. They've come so far.
I know.
And Maxie should have replied back, yeah, well, you had my husband killed. So I feel like we're even.
Why don't you write a story about this and see how that turns out? I did think it was funny when Nina was with Valentine and I guess Jax called.
Yes.
And she's like, it's Jax with his own marriage proposal.
Valentine did not seem to think that was funny.
I'm like, low blow, I love it.
That was cute. I liked how she was loud talking in Kelly's too, whenever she said, Sasha's right over there, and there's Lulu. Because that's how I want to behave. Sometimes.
I really feel like she has seriously claimed her.
Yes.
You know,
she definitely
Nina's
has.
hers now.
Yep.
It's a new Nina. Mm-hmm. It's not, there's some similarities, of course, but it's hers.
Yes.
So week 2, well done. Even though you've had the character for a couple months now.
Right.
You've officially arrived.
Maybe she needed a good storyline to really.
She needed her own storyline. And that's what this is.
Yes.
You know, yes, Michelle Stafford had Sasha, but.
Right.
This is her own, you know.
Yep. How about when Michael told Carly and Sonny that Sasha wasn't Nina's?
Yeah, that was. I like that he was able to talk him down.
Yes. But I liked Carly's reaction because that was so typical mom to be like, no, we raised you better. I'm not saying we wouldn't have done the similar thing.
Well, and she said, we raised you better than us.
Yeah.
You know, and she was honest about her.
Exactly. And that's how I feel with my kids all the time. So I identified with that sentence.
I like that they're letting him make his own. I mean, he's a grown man, so thankfully. But they're like, okay, we'll support you.
I think they have to see how it plays out. Once he explained his position, I feel like that said a lot.
But that was crap that Carly said that Sabrina took advantage of him.
Yeah, I don't think that Sabrina took advantage of anyone. Sabrina was perfect.
She was. She was in a difficult place.
Yes.
You know, but that was not her, oh, Michael has money, let's go hang out with him.
Right.
Carly, don't agree with you on that.
Yeah, don't talk bad about the deceased Carly. Come on. What else you got?
Drew's officially been declared dead.
Do you think he's really dead, though?
No. Come on.
Do you think he's really dead?
No. Not at all.
What do you think they're going to do about Franco, though? I couldn't tell by the interview with, I almost said Kevin. The interview with Kevin, I couldn't tell what way Kevin was going to go.
Because I said he's going to support him.
You think?
I do. I do think that he's going to support him. I think as a professional, he's going to support him. I really do.
That's going to make Laura mad because of Elizabeth.
Just a bit. I don't know, though, because, I mean, Laura was in a catatonic state. You know, would she have wanted someone...
So Franco just needs to go to France?
No. Yes. Yes. Darn it. Why aren't these people just shipping him off to France? That fixes everything.
All the magic cures happen.
She probably wouldn't have wanted someone messing with her just in case she could come back.
That's true. But those are her grandsons, and they really want Franco back.
I know.
So I feel like even though you know in your head that maybe this is fair, you still have to be selfish for your grandkids. And so she's not going to be that supportive of Kevin if he says, yeah, Franco can stay Drew.
But I think that all the science that they don't have supports that it's...
Oh, it's super risky.
Yeah.
Super risky.
Peter grilling Andre, like that wasn't suspicious.
No one can catch on that Peter is awful.
I don't know why they're doing this to him, though.
I don't know either, because he was getting so nice, and him and Maxie were moving forward, and it was going to be so nice. Yeah. And they just, again, there was like 10 different opportunities that they talked about honesty and trust, and he just stood there and was like, yeah, totally lied to your face. Yep. It makes me mad. He was better than that.
Well, yeah, because then what's going to happen to him afterwards? Although I thought it was interesting that like he wanted to meet with Andre because of Anna.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you think he's really gonna buy that? Because my mother.
Yeah. No.
You know, and Andre's like, dude, I didn't think you were calling her mom.
Right. Exactly.
Poor Finn. Oh my gosh. Why is everyone grilling him about how miserable he is without Anna? We've been fine.
Because now Hayden's back and everyone sees the way they still look at each other.
I love Jax's advice to her, though. And he's like, this isn't a dog.
As much as you want to tell everyone it is.
You're robbing him of his child.
Yeah. She's going to mess up the relationship.
Oh, totally.
Co-parents, because you're getting to the point of unforgivable.
I think we're well past that. I think the first 2 years. But
Been that long?
huh?
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, she's finger painting.
That's true. Maybe she's just advanced, but
but you know what? Finn has been getting some good QT with Roxy.
Yes, he has mentioned her several times. Every time he says it, it makes me think of you and that you must be happy.
Yes, I am happy every time we talk about Roxy. She cannot keep adding to this lie.
She can't, but I wonder how it's going to come out. Because I feel like there is no big information explosion. You know what I mean?
You want to bet the kid gets sick? Maybe with an infectious disease.
That's been so overdone.
And then he's going to have a rare blood type. And then he's going to have to pull her blood type. And he's going to be like, but I have the same magical golden blood type.
No. I do not want anything medical. And I do not want her to get hit by a car. Okay?
Or kidnapped.
Come up with something different.
Well, what else is there?
I don't know. Maybe she could just do the right thing.
Oh my gosh.
That would be a total... No one's expecting that just to come forward because it's the right thing to do.
That's a new one. Has that ever happened before?
I don't think so. Not that I know of. No one's ever honest, just to be honest.
Speaking of honesty, in a way, what do you think is going to happen with Sam?
I was shocked that they killed that guy.
Yeah.
I really was. Or at least that
Kevin, or Ryan. Oh my gosh.
Ryan. See, you did it too. Well, Ryan killed him.
Why would we have a serial killer have a cellmate?
That's what I was going to say. First of all, why did we put him in the cell with Ryan? Second of all, even a prisoner that's being a jerk, I don't feel like would have looked at that picture and said that right off the bat. Because you would have assumed it was someone somewhat important to that other person.
Not if it's a magazine photo.
Really?
Yeah, because that's like a pinup.
Maybe.
You know, I mean.
Maybe. I mean, I guess
my room was plastered with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Although I would take offense if anyone said anything that could have been about him. Plastered.
You're a dork.
Floor to ceiling. All. Every inch.
Dork. But okay.
Yes. Love me some JTT.
I don't know. I feel like you would get to know your cellmates a little better before you made comments like that.
But you would also not put a guy who's in just
true.
for... They're not even sure what he's in for right now. Are they? Is he actually arrested? Was he actually arrested because he let Shiloh escape from impersonating a police officer?
I think so.
But you wouldn't put him with a serial killer?
No, they should have been on 2 different levels. Ryan should be in maximum security.
I mean, did they learn nothing from Jeffrey Dahmer? He was killed by another inmate.
Mm-hmm.
If not for his own protection.
Yes.
Charles Manson didn't have a cellmate. I don't think.
Maximum security is where Ryan should have been.
Yes.
Regardless of anything else. But yeah, to just put some random guy in the cell with him was weird. And I just didn't expect him to kill him, though. I really didn't. He did say that the reason he didn't call for help faster is because your cellmate is allowed to do whatever they need to do or whatever. So maybe he wouldn't have stopped him even if it had been suicide.
True.
But I don't know. That was just weird, the whole way that worked out. But I didn't expect him to kill him. Maybe later on.
Yeah.
Like right before he was going to give out the good information or whatever. But that was quick. Like,
and especially not by Ryan. I mean, that totally came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I guess that was a good twist. I wasn't expecting it.
Did you think it was weird that Jason wiped off the phone before he listened to it? When he picked up the phone at the court or the jail, he looked at it kind of like disgustedly and then like wiped it on his jeans. He's been on the other side. He has used those phones.
Maybe he has
so many times.
Sanitizer wipes on the other side, Shannon. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't notice that, to be honest.
Oh my gosh, it was the weirdest thing.
What day was that? I'll go back and watch.
I don't even know, but it was the weirdest thing. You have to go back and look for it. I forget what day that was. Well, what day did he die? Thursday? So it had to have been Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Okay. I didn't notice. Maybe Jason's aware that it's flu season and he just wanted to make sure that the phone was wiped off. I'm not really sure.
Like that. But yeah.
I got nothing else. Those are my notes. I can't think.
The only other thing I have was we're finally going to find out. Oh, okay. So 2 things. Sam's going to wind up in a cell with a DOD girl.
Oh.
Which one is it going to be? The one who told on her? Or do we think it could possibly be the girl from the cafe, who's a good one. But remember, she had the...
Oh, yeah. Ankle monitor.
Yeah.
That's what...
Oh, yeah, you guys can't see me pointing at my ankle, looking for that word.
We do that often.
We do.
But, yeah, that thing.
Maybe occasionally we should video record this and do like a behind the scenes. Like, by the way, these are the mannerisms that we are talking about.
That's funny.
I'm so not even Italian anywhere, as far as I know.
No, me neither. But I do. I point and use my hands all the time, and just expect people to know what words I'm thinking of.
But we do.
Can't get
That's
there.
why we work. So, yeah. So she's obviously going to be stuck with a DOD girl. But how's that going to go?
I don't know which one. I don't know.
I guess we shall see.
Put her in with Nelle?
Oh God, no. No.
I don't think they would. That would be really bad. It would be really funny though.
Although, okay, so back to Nelle. How morbid is it that she wants to go work as a hospice caretaker? I don't think that being a hospice caregiver or a hospice worker is morbid. Right. I think that, I know a lot of people who work as a hospice nurse and they are the most
kind and
caring, and I don't know how they do it.
Right.
I feel like Nelle would be doing it to be angel of death.
100%.
Yeah. It'd be like, listen, we'll let you out. Just don't go anywhere in the medical field.
Exactly.
You're not allowed to be near anyone's
nowhere life. That you have to be kind and compassionate.
Or anywhere that you would have the ability to kill someone.
I can't think of any job that is appropriate for her, though.
She could work at McDonald's.
I feel like she'd be the one that spits in your food or something.
But that's not going to kill you.
I still don't want her spitting in my food.
Well, neither do I, but...
I really don't know where she would
just have her at the front register.
Then I would be comfortable.
She could work at the front register. You're in people's faces all the time.
She would be so rude, though.
I don't know. She can be saccharine sweet.
She can.
Or stevia sweet. Can we still say saccharine?
Stevia sweet. You are so funny. I don't know. I don't know where I would put her.
I don't know either.
Luckily, we don't need to worry about it for another 2 years.
I know.
So.
Exactly. Oh, how about Alexis had her protein tested and it came back fine?
Mm-hmm. First of all, I don't think she had it tested. I think she said to the doctor, read this label. Why are you getting open containers? The first one, maybe, I'm sharing this with you.
Right.
Oh, you like it? Here, just take the rest. It's okay.
Right.
I have some at home.
Yep.
That's a normal conversation. But if you ask me to pick you up some of blah, blah, blah at GNC and I handed you another open container, wouldn't you ask me why? And we're friends.
Like, Amanda, what are you doing?
Why are
trying
you
to kill me?
Taking half of this? Like, what's going on?
Right.
Or just give me the name and I'll order it myself.
But we're going to find out why we know she's Kiefer's sister.
Yeah, she dumped something in there. Right. So I don't know what it is. But I feel like Alexis, even whenever she took the supplement to her doctor, was like, read this list of ingredients.
Didn't actually have it tested.
They didn't test it. And so now it definitely won't be tested with whatever new stuff she put in it.
No.
But yeah, that was totally weird to me. Please don't hand me open containers.
Right. And I just don't like it because Alexis is an addict.
Right.
And so now I'm more concerned.
Do you think it's going to kill her or make her like she's high on something?
I think it's going to make her sick.
Okay.
I don't know. Because we can't kill Alexis.
No. But you can make her sick enough that you think she's going to die.
Yeah. I feel like that entire storyline is completely pointless. And right now we don't even know what it is.
Right.
But like, Kiefer was only around for 1.5 years.
He was.
He beat up Christina and then he was killed.
Mm-hmm. And Christina already said
I was going to suggest doing him as the Port Charles 411 for Thursday, being that his sister's coming. That was it.
You don't think we could talk about that for 45 minutes? Kiefer came.
He showed up.
Beat up Christina and was killed.
He showed up. He started dating Christina. Christina started to like Ethan. Kiefer got mad, beat her up. She wound up in the hospital. Alexis ran him over. Bam.
Boom.
10 seconds.
Done. All right. Well, guess that's our 411 and weekly recap all rolled into one.
So join us next Monday. No. But seriously, because like I really thought about it. I was like, oh, we can talk about Kiefer. And I started looking it up. And I was like,
that would have made sense.
Seriously. I'm sure that we really could drag it out if we really wanted to.
But that's boring. We don't want to put anyone through that.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
That's all I feel like you need to know.
Right. Which doesn't make sense of why his sister needs revenge all this time later. And
unless I feel like we're going to find out why, because she would be younger sister then, right? If I'm getting, so she was probably raised thinking that something, and now she's out to get revenge for her family. So,
well, that should be a good storyline, at least. You know what she was told.
So now we'll find out. Got it. That was it about his background. So. Sorry, didn't mean to be all insensitive on that, but
one and done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I don't have anything else then.
All right,
it was a good week.
You know what it's time for?
Reality check. Go ahead. It's all you. What's your reality?
This week went really quick.
Okay.
Not for you?
The week was normal. The weekend dragged on forever. I'm exhausted.
You did have a long weekend. I guess, my reality check. We met with a college planner.
Yikes.
To work with my son. No, because I've known this guy for a couple years and I've been excited about my son working with him.
Okay.
And we just finally had the appointment. And after we left, I asked him, what do you think? I was like, do you think you'd like to work with him? He's like, yeah, that'd be great. Because he doesn't just push him to college. He really helps him just figure out career.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, if college is not the right choice, what do you want to do? And how do we get there? And maybe he doesn't have to go to college, or maybe the army or the military is the right path, or a tech school or an apprenticeship, and really digging in, not just applying to colleges because it's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But he's going to help him. And oh God, they had their PSATs today. Did you have to take the PSATs? Were you forced to that way?
No.
Neither was I. Listeners, if you have kids in high school, are they being forced to take the PSATs? Because I did not have to take them, but our kids are juniors and they had to take them this Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
All of the juniors took the PSATs, which I think is kind of ridiculous. Because
it is ridiculous. It's undue pressure.
Yeah.
100%.
And some of them aren't going to even take them. I'm going to try to get him to take the ACTs because I killed the ACTs and bombed the SATs.
Okay.
So, and I know that my kid's different than I am, but I feel like he and I test the same way, even though we're better at different subjects. I feel like we test similarly.
And it all depends on where your kid wants, what direction they want to go in, if it's even necessary for these tests.
Yep.
All you're doing is
if he wants to go into an apprenticeship, that wasted a day.
Exactly.
So, but that's about it.
Yeah. No, that was awful.
It's coming quick. So
I'm not ready.
My reality.
No, that can't be your reality because then that pushes into that's my kid's reality and I'm not ready.
Well, I just took care of that one for you
then. Thanks.
So what about you? I know you had
Yeah, mine was a rough week reality-wise. The kids' great-grandma passed away, which is crazy to even say because they don't realize how lucky they are. When I first had my oldest daughter, she had 3 grandmas, 2 great-grandmas.
Oh my goodness.
And 1 great-great-grandma when she was born.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And so within a year or 2 of her being born, the great-great-grandma passed away. But no one else has passed away, with the exception of my sister earlier this summer, super close to them in our family. So
wow.
Yes. And my daughter was the first great grandchild. So she was spoiled to death by all of them. And so now with great grandma passing, it's been really hard on her this week. And it's been really hard for me just adjusting to I'm part of the family, but I'm not part of the family.
Right.
And I don't want to overstep, but I don't want to seem insensitive. And I'm really sad, but I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to be overly dramatic and take care of the kids, but then let them have the right amount of time for their dad to try to comfort them. And it's just all stuff there should really be a book on how to handle all of it because I don't know where I'm supposed to be.
On how to handle the big stuff in co-parenting. What do you do when, that's not, it's mostly about driving schedules and parent-teacher conferences.
And that's not even part of divorce that they cover. Some people have awful divorces and can't stand each other and they cut all contact.
Right.
In our case, as much as we couldn't work things out, his family was still awesome to me and my family is still kind to him. And so when things like this happen, it's just so they're all getting older and so it's expected, but it was unexpected at the same time. And so I was not mentally prepared for where we were going to be, but it worked out as well as can be expected. I feel like his family got my intentions and I was there for my kids and they handled it appropriately. And I don't know, just another one of those.
I'm sure you did much better than you think you did.
I hope so. I hope so. She was an awesome, awesome lady. I remember the first time that I met her, I was convinced that she hated me because I think you do the same thing. I don't know if it's a young mom thing or if it's just a mom thing, but you get so used to having your kids around that you take them everywhere with you. And then you don't have to hold on adult conversations because you can just talk to your kid or talk through your kid about stuff. And so the first time that I met his family, he was like, you know, I love your kid and everything, but can you have someone else watch him so that you can have an actual conversation? Because I know you talk through your kid instead. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And so we went to his house for dinner and his mom cooked and the grandma came and everything. And so like 3 questions in, she was like, well, I heard you have a kid. Why isn't he with you today? And I was like, oh my God.
Because he told me not to bring him.
Exactly. And I was like, didn't want to rat him out, but at the same time, I'm not that mom that leaves my kid ever. It was a huge deal that I got a babysitter. And so for months after that, I was like, your grandma hates me. Your grandma hates me. And he was like, no, she's just very like blunt and to the point.
Right.
And that's how she is or how she was. She didn't put up with anyone's crap. It didn't matter if I did something wrong. If he did something wrong, she was like, you guys need to knock it off.
Right.
This is what happens. This is this, blah, blah, blah. And so it was nice to have that perspective around, you know, not the typical grandma that just like tells you everything that you do is perfect. That was not her at all. But it was awesome to have that.
Well, now she's hanging out with my gram.
Yes,
and they're sitting up there. Did she watch General Hospital?
She did not. Shoot. I know.
Well, maybe my Grammy's introducing her to General Hospital so that she can be like, listen, this is what these girls are doing, and it's crazy.
Exactly. So, but no, she's in a better place. I know that. And she was having a lot of health issues. So it was time, you know, as with everyone's death, it's better for them. Not in pain. The people left behind that are sad. But I will miss her.
Yeah.
That's that.
Well, on that note,
I'm just so full of great stories this year. Every week, somebody new passing away, but
it's only happened twice.
It feels like every week, but those are my realities, and I think everyone gets what I'm saying. Just appreciate the time that you have with the people that are important. So,
like us on Mondays and Thursdays.
Exactly. Make us part of your family.
We love you.
Okay. All right. On that note, have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.